Hello,
Okay.
Boniface. It's nice to
Hello.
see you. And
Nice to.
I give you the word. Please take the floor.
Okay, thank you. We are so happy today that we have been able to use AI in different ways. Giving example, we have been able to create images or pictures that are to be uploaded to our various, site pages,
Mhm.
website pages. For example, at the front pages or the home pages, we were able to upload appropriate pictures, not by picking them from the internet, but rather creating them using AI. And then afterward, we also prepared different learning activities for our various subject disciplines. So we created them, and then instead of using the conventional way of downloading them, pasting on an empty Word document, and then changing them into a PDF document before uploading, we have seen that by using AI, we could do it simply by copying right from the AI to a new text box that we create in the web page, and then we just paste it there. By doing so, we find that lesson preparation becomes easier, less manual work, and interesting.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Thank you.
great because I will afterwards also tell you something about AI. It's a good coincidence that we're talking about the same thing. Please go ahead.
Yes, I continue.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So, yeah, we have also created, we have also arranged our websites because we, at first, we didn't have the skills to put them in the best way. Restructuring it, seeing that how we put the the pages and then the sub pages, see how we organize our work in such a way that when a
Yes.
student signs in into our sites can get the activities in a chronological order that fosters learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also has been achieved today by all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. I mean, that's very important for the students. What he gets on the screen is sometimes a bit confusing. So, your focus on a good structure and on an easy way to navigate during, from one piece to another is very important.
Yeah, now also there are things that we really want to learn more. We want to learn how to effectively use AI because we know we have less, yes, we have learned something so far, but we need to get more into it to make sure that we can use AI more efficiently, but also see how we could avoid some costs because some AIs, when you sign to it 3, 4 times, it tells you you have to pay money now and so on. If there are ways that we can avoid that to make it less expensive,
Yeah.
we'll appreciate.
Yes. Yes.
So to be very brief, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, there are other things. There are other things, though, that we have discussed with our facilitator, Mr. Ernest, will take us through things like developing a table of content, automated table of content, so that to make navigating through our websites easier. We can have a page after the home page. We can have a table of content page where you have all the other sub pages and the sub pages are linked in such a way that a student can easily navigate and miss nothing, because it might happen that if not so well organized, a student may skip an activity just because does not find it at at the front part, and maybe by not being so careful as to see that the point down arrow may skip some of the activities. But if they are lined up in an automated table of content, that is good. Another thing, but those ones will come later. Another thing also is to do with the creation of a page for submission. But those ones will, our facilitator told us that will come later. Thank you.
I'm not quite sure what you mentioned the last time. What do you want? What kind of pages do you want?
Okay, I want to be helped. For example, if the students have been given an assignment to do,
right,
they have finished the assignment. Instead of submitting them to my email, I want to create a page on my website where the students can directly upload their work for me to see.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if possible, for them not to be able to see others' works, they can just see their work. They can't have an access to other people's work.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question. But let me first think about it a little bit. I will come back to this later on. So maybe tomorrow or so. Yes?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Shall I take over or?
Yeah, you can take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a minute. I will quickly go to so okay. Just concerning your plan. Yesterday you were talking about storyboard and website and this reusable learning object and I will quickly go through these topics and mention a few additional recommendations. I mean, for you to create a storyboard, you have done this. You will find on our main homepage a chapter, Planning the Course, where I have given you a step-by-step procedure how to do a storyboard, such as the one you have here. Of course, each and every storyboard might look a little bit different. I mean, here I'm concerned about a course that took 4 weeks, but was quite complicated with face-to-face sessions of 90 minutes via Zoom and online learning in between. And I also thought about what chapters will be covered in what time slot. And this was my first general plan. And then I went on and created a storyboard where I said, these are the online sessions. Then what kind of learning resources do I have? What kind of assignments, tasks, and quizzes do I prepare? What will go on in the discussion forum? And what will go on in the email? And then this online session is the part of the synchronous teaching, whereas all this is the part of the asynchronous teaching, the online teaching. And then I try to arrange all these different elements in a way that they are all interconnected. That if I send an email, it will refer to something that I will also talk about in the face-to-face session. Then I might also remind my students to go to the discussion forum and give their opinion there. So all in all, the storyboard is a way of how to bring an overview of the whole learning and teaching process. And there I can easily see whether the whole thing is a holistic learning experience or whether I have maybe an element that has no connection with the rest altogether. Then I will have to think about whether I can leave it away or if I will interconnect it to the rest. Now, as I said, I will also talk a little bit about artificial intelligence. And for me, artificial intelligence can be used at various points of the course development. Let me tell you about how to use it in the phase where I create a storyboard, where I'm in the planning phase of the course. And I emphasize that if you develop a course and you use artificial intelligence, look at this artificial intelligence as your assistant. I mean, you are deciding what kind of course you want to create. And artificial intelligence can give you a lot of help, but in the end, it's you who do the transformation and who give the input to the artificial intelligence. So I think we should not overestimate the potential of artificial intelligence, but use the knowledge it has very intelligently. And in my experience, it's extremely important to think about what you tell the artificial intelligence. Only if you give precise information about what you want can you get something that is helpful for you. To make this a bit more practical, let's say I have here a website where I have a lot of information, videos, learning material about how to use Office applications. I've used this many times with students in Switzerland, with students in Africa, and I normally sit in a room and I work with this material, and we have a classical, traditional face-to-face course. But let's suppose I want to use these resources and I want to design a blended learning course with the following characteristics. I want them to learn how to use Office applications the way a student can use them in his or her work. I use the content from this website here, and I think I found out this course can only last 5 weeks, and I plan 20 hours of face-to-face learning. That means 4 lessons per week and 20 hours online self-directed learning where they can go into this system and do their training. And I asked the storyboard to help me to create, I asked the artificial intelligence to create for me a proposal of a storyboard. All what I tell you here, I have documented on a large document of about 50 pages. And I will send you this document afterwards, because I have received from Christian all your email addresses. So you will get this document. So you don't have to take too much notes. And it's not possible for me to explain this all in detail right now. But let me give you an idea. The very important thing after realizing that I am the one who is designing this course, but that artificial intelligence can help me as an assistant, I have to tell the system exactly what I want from it. I first of all tell him what kind of role he has to have. He is my consultant in online blended learning. I tell him to use blended learning approach to enhance personalized teaching, to activate the learners, to insist on active learning, to elicit curiosity, to split complex concepts into manageable pieces, to foster critical thinking. So I want them to do what I expect him to deliver. I tell him as an act, transform a traditional course into a blended learning format. Now, what is a blended learning format? I have to tell him. Now, I first of all tell him what is the content, and I define the content of the site that I've shown you before. It's much more detailed. You will see on my document. So the prompt will be a full page, at least on on paper. I tell him that this course is meant for secondary teachers who want to be more effective and efficient in their work as a teacher. Sorry. Now, I tell them the course lasts 5 weeks, 4 hours face-to-face, followed by 3 or 4 hours of self-directed learning per week. I tell him that I want him to create a lesson plan for the course with activities for the face-to-face sessions and online learning for each week. I want him to create a table for 5 weeks with one column with teaching activities for the face-to-face and one column for the self-directed and online learning. I tell him the way I want the didactic approach to be. So I tell him I want in the face-to-face, brief, focused lectures delivered in person. So let me finish here. The prompt is much longer and you will see it on the document that I will send you. Now, I sent it to different types of artificial intelligence. One was ChatGPT 3. Also, I did this months ago. And this was the result. He made 2 columns with face-to-face classroom session and self-directed between online learning between. He told me on the left side what the learning objectives he would cover, and he told me here what he proposed, what I should do. This is much longer. It's about 5 pages, but I just show you the start of it. Now, I was not very happy with this. I was happy. He helped me a lot. But then I went on and I added and improved the storyboard with my ideas. So I said, I want to start with a welcome round where I give them information about the course and so on. So the whole thing I was improving and editing very thoroughly. And in all the different approaches, I will document many more. You will see this on the document. It gets a good result, but it's not yet my course. I want to put my approach into it, and I think this is very important. Just to now, yesterday, ChatGPT 5 is now available, and it is free. That's important. If you have more, I mean, just to tell you, here in the ChatGPT 3, here I used the reasoning mode, which cost me 20 francs, around $20 per month. But now, and it reasoned for 7 minutes. It took him 7 minutes to come up with this solution. Here, ChatGPT 5, it took it 44 seconds. And you see, I have not yet, I've just started to do it today. So I will go through this and I will also put my opinion into this proposal to have really my kind of solution. But if I would make a summary, I think artificial intelligence is very useful and it will change the way we teach fundamentally. But we have to do it in a critical way. We are the ones who decide finally what is going to happen. But as you see, it has a lot of very interesting ideas which I can accept or which I can refuse, depending on the situation. Because even if my prompt is very detailed, it's still guessing what is the best solution. Okay, that is my contribution. Let me send you the document. And for those who want to go through, I went step by step very thoroughly through this process. I checked a few different, for instance, also from Google, the Gemini. I also used the Notebook LM, which I find is also free of use. The Notebook LM is an excellent tool to study and to summarize large documents, to create, for instance, podcasts and so on. But it's a great topic. Do you have a comment to this approach?
Yeah, I really appreciate this is a very good thing. And if we follow this, by all means, then we'll be using AI in a more efficient way. That I like it that you instruct the AI that you choose to use to make your resource. You instruct it to give you the exact thing that you want.
Yes.
If you instruct it well, then it's going to give you something that will really suit you. But on top of that, also you need to contextualize what you get from the AI so that it can suit your situation. For example, we are in Africa. Sometimes you get some things that cannot work here. So
Right.
in some way, we can contextualize it by making small modifications. And also to do with with what you said concerning going to those versions that with the little payment, at least to make it work faster and more in a even more better in a better way. I think that's also a good idea when we can be able to pay that. So I really appreciate. I think my colleagues who have been hearing this, they also have.
Well, and another thing, what I couldn't show you now, once artificial intelligence gives me a proposal, I find a few things that I only then realize how to improve the prompt. So you can come into a discussion and step by step come closer to what you really want. We shouldn't, this is the same with an assistant. If I work together with an assistant, he will propose me something and then we can get into a discussion and together we can finally end up with an optimal solution. That's the way I think we should use artificial intelligence. And then it's also, I mean, all those people who say there will be no teachers necessary anymore. No, it's the teacher who is important, but the teacher who uses such tools will probably be more efficient as the one who just uses traditional methods.
Yeah, I concur with you. That fear has also been raised here in some of our discussion.
Yep.
Just wondering, but yes, when a teacher uses AI, of course, and such other resources will be very efficient, a very efficient teacher, and the students are going to like it much because I mean his or her teaching because I mean children born recently. I mean the generation, the Gen Z, they like this kind of teaching. They want teachers who can evolve. They don't just stick to the conventional way of teaching. So I think using artificial intelligence smartly can make a teacher really very resourceful and efficient in his or her work. Yeah.
Actually, just last week, I was working together with my grandson. He's preparing for a final exam to access university, and he asked me to support him. So we were sitting together. We had an exam, one of those exams that he has to finally do, and we started using or solving question one. He did it and I did it. Now then we talked about our results. We exchanged ideas, and then we asked ChatGPT the same question. And again, it came up with ideas. It didn't come up with us in our discussion. And we could discuss this and we could learn. So we didn't use ChatGPT to do the exam for us, but rather to come into a discussion about the topic. And this was so enriching. And I think it will change the way young people will learn. But we as teachers, we have to coach them. We have to tell them not to misuse artificial learning just to get information, but to get him as a partner to discuss and to find together a good solution.
Yeah, that's the best way to use AI, yes.
Okay. Now, I also remember that yesterday on your plan, there was the story about the website. I mean, I just want you to remind that on our website, we have here on chapter 5, Learning Environment, step-by-step introduction, how to use Google Sites. You may also use other tools, but this, according to my experience, is very handy and very easy to learn. Now, about reusable learning objects, this RLO or Open Education Resources, OER, are really a gift for us teachers. I mean, years ago, we all had maybe a textbook, maybe not even a textbook. And nowadays, we have plenty of material. And I can tell you, I was supporting a friend of mine. He was giving a course about machines who can be programmed. And I thought, oh, we won't find any material on the internet about this. But yeah, I can tell you, we found plenty of excellent videos and descriptions that he could use in his course. So I think it is very important to have such a incredible archive of good ideas. The problem is only that we have to find it in the large internet. And in this way, I would also suggest on the website there are two guides how to use Google search as a beginner or as an advanced power user. And this could also make you more efficient to find what you're looking for. But what is for OER even more successful is to use repositories of OER. And I have also, this is from the website, I have a few links where you can find plenty of material, even specifically from Africa. The course that I was showing you about Office applications. These are all resources from Africa. It's incredible. It's fantastic. Or just think about Khan Academy. So if you are looking for ready-made resources, you can go there and maybe find something. And I mean, we always are used to do all on our own. So I would tell you, do not reinvent the wheel. There is a way how you can take resources and create a wraparound approach where you can take resources and then create reading tasks, assignments, or tests for these resources. And this is a very efficient way to get very helpful learning resources. Or you take learning materials from the internet, but you might have to adapt it because it's maybe in the style too complex written. Artificial intelligence can help you to take text and write it in a more simple style. Or you may even use it to translate it into Swahili or so. And then once, or you might also have to avoid or let aside few materials because it's too much of a too high of a level of understanding. And then if you don't have, you can create your own learning material. And what you say with artificial intelligence, you can create quizzes, you can create pictures and animations. I mean, this is incredible. But we have now as a teacher more tools at our hands, so our life gets more interesting, more with a variety of approaches we can test and try it out. Of course, it's still you as a teacher who have to have some quality criteria in your mind. So you will probably also think of whether the learning object has a good structure, whether it's, I mean, television is full of interesting information, but very often it has no didactical elements like study tips, like ideas how to get activities working with this knowledge or assessment for this material. So that's our job as a didactical teacher to see whether we can improve on what we find. Okay, these are my ideas to the topics that you were talking about. And let's see whether you have comments or questions or whatever.
All right. For me, really, just want to appreciate so much for the inputs that you have given us this afternoon. And I think we need time to digest,
right?
Go through the materials you're going to send. And because I know we still have meetings to come, then we might have comments later.
Very good.
Really appreciate on behalf of my colleagues.
Thank you very much. It is a very interesting discussion we can have, and I'm looking forward for the rest of the week. Okay?
Maybe I welcome any of my colleagues to come and with any comment or something to add. Welcome, a question or what? Please.
An appreciation.
Appreciation, yeah? Okay, they are appreciating.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I will also send the recording to our WhatsApp group. So if you want to have a look at this, or if you have a friend who wants to look at this, it's also okay. And as I said, and I will send you the document. So thank you very much, and all the best. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ernest. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christian. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.